Tipping culture. You need more American chocolate. Why don't they have a president? This is why you don't want social media, bro. So, did you ever imagine Australia, but everything is being run by American capitalism instead? Well, as an American who loves Australia, that sounds like a total nightmare. So today, we're going to read what Americans believe Australia needs after they travel to Australia. And some of those are so bad, I don't know, they could even be put in the video. But you're going to have to see it for yourself. And the first one is, you guys need better Mexican food. And why is this so hard to find one? Okay, first off, what is up with Americans and our obsession with the good old Mexican food? Bro, did you not see all the amazing local Aussie cuisine that you can literally have? Gosh, this is so good. Like, why do you need something from, I don't know, 14,000 kilometers away in Mexico? Don't go looking for Taco Bell when you're traveling in Australia. It's not even realistic, bro. What kind of travel plan is that? But the next one is even crazier, bro. And that is, Aussie cafes make no sense to me. They all close like 2 p.m. every day or something, as if they don't even want to make money. Okay, I gotta be fair. As a first-time traveler in Australia, that also took me by surprise. Like, why are you shutting down so early? How am I supposed to have lunch, bro? But turns out that opening hours make more sense than American travelers can even realize, bro. Did you know that Aussies have one of the earliest average bed times, and they love to wake up early? I'm not kidding, them Aussies wake up so early, they literally have morning routines at 6 a.m. when all the Americans are still sleeping in, bro. And that's why one of my Aussie friends working at the cafe literally said to me, there is no way I'm working anywhere beyond a 2 p.m. when I'm already here since 6 in the morning. And after a few days, I adjusted my sleep routine to wake up early enough to have the best coffee and brekkie that Australia has to offer. And maybe instead of complaining about, oh, the cafe is closed again, how dare you? Bro, you should try to wake up early during your next trip to Australia. And it gets even worse when you look at that a lot of your local cafes are probably getting 1-star reviews from international tourists for the sin of closing up too early, and how the coffee doesn't taste American enough. Yeah, this is why you shouldn't take those reviews seriously. But that was only the first two, believe it or not, with so many American comments even more heinous still waiting down the line. So calm yourself down, give the subscribe button a big boop on the nose, because the next American comment is, they need to have better customer service attitude. In Australia, it feels like everyone is mad at me, and they don't even pretend to be excited about work. But back in America, we're always overly polite and crazy enthusiastic when serving the customer. Yeah, genius, that's because the waiters in America need to rely on you tossing away money in their faces. Bro, the American tipping culture sure does magic to the employees when they're living below minimum wage and trying to keep their heads above the water. And also, I don't know if you feel this way too, but Aussies are the type that warm up to you. It's like when you first met an Aussie, they could be shy and standoffish when it comes to strangers, but after a few times, well, the local barista now knows your name, and this is when the Aussie friendship magic begins, bro. Also, I do want to point out that when Americans complain about, like, Aussies being rude to them, we also have to consider, are the Americans being too loud in public? Cause you always hear that in Australia. Well, the polite ones came from Canada, and the one yelling all over the place, those came from America. And I'm just saying, using your inside voice is an option, okay? Because the reason is simple. Not everyone inside the restaurant needs to hear what you have to say. The same reason you should never say something like the next comment to an Aussie. And that is, Australians need to chillax, bro. What is up with the pushback against American culture? Especially when considering we are your most trusted ally and also your biggest trade partner. Bro, is it too late to quit the video? Cause this is so bad. Didn't didn't we just put a massive tariff on Australia and destroy the livelihood of a lot of small Aussie businesses, and it's causing even more inflation over there? Didn't the economists in Australia literally come out saying how America printed a crazy ton of money during the previous stock market crash? Therefore, it's having ripple effect in Australia and making the cost of living even worse. Also, for the biggest trade partner, please did you even Google it yourself? The biggest is China and Southeast Asia, the second one is Japan, and then there's the EU, and then finally there is America, bro. I'm pretty sure Australia will be just fine even if America suddenly gets stuck into a wormhole and disappears completely or something. And look, this one is simply unbelievable. If you don't like hearing crazy stuff, then just skip ahead. But this American comment literally says, Australia needs us, but we don't need them. So the Australia and American relationship is pretty one-sided. Do they not even know what close allies mean? That means you all team up, and then there's power and unity and numbers. Oh, you know what, bro? Just have a plan B if America decides to turn their back on you. But bro, if I get 5 cents for any crazy stuff Americans say on the internet, then I'ma get the Cybertruck in no time, man. Cause they ain't stopped coming in, just like the next one. Hey, y'all need to ditch the Australian accent. Is it normal that I can't even understand most of what you guys are saying? Okay, so y'all mean to tell me that y'all want people to change their accent just because you don't get it, bro? So what, you're gonna go to Japan and order everyone to speak English to you right now because God forbid they only speak Japanese? What kind of American logic is that? And I hope it stopped there, but boy oh boy did they keep going, cause the one after that one is Australia should be better at geography. I was asking for directions in Melbourne and most people didn't even know where the next town is. Okay, so I have to admit I have never been to Melbourne my whole life, so I don't know if that's a valid complaint, but saying Aussies know nothing about geography just feels completely wrong. And here is a great example. Like many of my Aussie friends who barely travel outside of Australia, bro, they know where everything is and they're way better than most people and most nations do. Like one day, I met a lady traveling in Brisbane who came from a nation called Guatemala, and I literally didn't know where that was and assumed she came from Canada or something, only for my Aussie friend to come in to save my embarrassment by letting me realize where Guatemala actually is. And also, did you notice how most Aussies seem to be able to say the names of all of the nations in Southeast Asia, and even many of those island nations in the Pacific Ocean? But many of my American friends can't even tell if America and Canada are connected to one another or not. Wait, are they connected? But the craziest thing Americans still believe to this day that Aussies actually need is, you guys really need a better ozone layer. My skin almost came off. Oh, why? Thank you, Einstein. Let me call my superhero friends to see if they can magically fix up the ozone layer for you. You need Keanu Reeves. Now that's the one I can get behind. Like, I'm a perfectly straight guy. And even I want him in my living room, mamma mia. Wait a second, he came from Canada? Australia needs to use measures of weight like ounces and pounds just like America. How am I supposed to know if a 400-gram bag of cookies is worth buying without knowing how much it is? Oh yes, use a funny way of counting that is only being used in America. I'm sure that would make doing business with other nations a lot easier. Also, I think that is called a biscuit and not cookie in Australia. Did you ever see any American tourists asking the nice people at the supermarket, excuse me, do you know how many ounces this is? And they literally just freeze in place? Yep, that is the horror I don't want anyone to go through again. The one thing I miss the most when traveling in Australia was probably the good old French fries. Like, what happened to all of that? And what are those chips that you guys wouldn't stop talking about? But at this point, I think we can both agree to disagree that instead of saying what Australia needs, Americans should come back and think about what America needs to improve to become as amazing as Australia. Because in this video, I want to talk about the biggest reasons why Australia treats their people way better than America ever treated Americans. And you can click on the video to find out what they are.